Level 1, the analyst. Nobody grows up wanting to be a venture capitalist. They grow up wanting to be a founder. The VC thing happens when you're smart enough to get into the room, but not ready to build what's in it. You're 23. You came from Goldman or McKinsey or a top MBA feeder school where someone told you that VC was the move if you wanted to be close to tech without committing to a startup that might not exist in 2 years. You applied to 40 funds. You heard back from 6. You got one offer, you took it. Your base salary is $95,000. In San Francisco, that requires a roommate and a budget. You have both. Your carry is 0. Carry is the percentage of fund profits that the investment team earns when a company exits. At your level, carry is theoretical. It's something people mention at offsites, so you feel like a partner. You are not a partner. You are a spreadsheet with a badge. Your job is sourcing and research. Sourcing means finding startups before anyone else does. You go to university demo days, hackathons, Discord servers where founders talk to each other before they talk to investors. You build a list. The list has 200 companies on it. You write a one-page memo on each one that matters. The partner reads it in 3 minutes. He says pass. You write another one. He says interesting. That's the best response you will get for the next 18 months. You learn to treat it like an approval. You sit in partner meetings on Mondays. You do not speak in partner meetings. You take notes. You watch how the partners argue about a deal, and you learn more in 2 hours than you learned in 2 years of school. The arguments are never about the product. They're about the founder. Always the founder. Level 2, the senior analyst. You have a thesis now, not the fund's thesis. Your own. You're 25. You've seen 600 companies in 2 years. You know what a good deck looks like, and more importantly, you know what a good deck hiding a bad business looks like. The font is always clean. The TAM is always $50 billion. The founder always has a quote from a customer that sounds real and isn't quite. Your base went to $115,000. Still no carry. The carry conversation keeps getting deferred to the next performance review. You stop asking directly. You ask indirectly. The answer is still next year. You source your first deal. A B2B software company, 2 founders out of Stanford, enterprise sales tool with a wedge into a market the big players haven't touched yet. You write the memo. You present it at Monday's meeting. The partners ask 12 questions. You answer 11 perfectly. The one you miss is about the competitive moat. You didn't have a clean answer because there isn't one yet. The deal passes. 3 months later, Sequoia leads the Series A at a $60 million valuation. You watch the announcement on TechCrunch at your desk. You close the tab. You open the next deck. This is the job at this level. You are building judgment by being wrong in low-stakes situations before the stakes go up. You know this. It helps less than it should. Level 3, the associate. You have an MBA now, or you got promoted directly, which is rarer and means something. You're 28. Base is $150,000. Your carry is real now, a small slice of the current fund, enough to matter if a company exits at scale. Not enough to change your life unless 2 or 3 of them do. You think about this math more than you want to admit. You lead deals now, not alone. The partner is always on the cap table, always in the room for the final meeting. But the sourcing is yours, the diligence is yours, the relationship with the founder is yours. You are the face of the fund to a 26-year-old who is about to decide who gets 15% of her company. She is evaluating you the same way you are evaluating her. The best founders have options. They choose investors the way good employees choose managers. You have to be someone worth choosing. Your first deal closes. Seed round, $3 million, consumer health app with traction in a demographic the big funds haven't figured out yet. You lead the diligence, you present the final recommendation. The partners approve it, you wire the money. The founder sends you a voice note at 11 p.m. that night.
Thank you.
She says thank you. She sounds like she means it. You have just bought a small percentage of something that might become nothing or might become everything, and you will not know which for 7 to 10 years. That is the timeline nobody tells you about when they describe venture capital from the outside. Level 4, the principal. You are almost a partner. That's the most dangerous place to be. You're 32. Base is $200,000. Your carry is real and growing. You have 2 portfolio companies you sourced yourself. One is doing well. One is struggling in a way that isn't failing yet, but requires the kind of attention that takes up space in your head at 2 a.m. Your job split changed. Less sourcing, more portfolio work. Portfolio work means sitting on boards or board observer seats and watching founders make decisions in real time. Some of those decisions are good. Some of them are the kind of decisions you would never make, and you have to decide how hard to push back and when pushing back becomes the thing that breaks the relationship and costs the fund more than the bad decision would have. You pass on a deal. AI infrastructure company, strong team, clear market, valuation too high for the stage. You write up the past clearly. 6 months later, the company raises a Series B at 4 times the valuation. The partner mentions it in a Monday meeting. Not as a criticism, as a learning. You receive it as both. The partner track conversation is happening. Informally first, always informally first. A senior partner mentions your name in a context that means something. Someone repeats this to you. You are being considered. Consideration is not a guarantee. Consideration is the beginning of a process that requires you to prove you can do the one thing analysts and associates cannot do. You need to find a company that returns the fund. Level 5, the partner. You made it. You're 36. Your compensation is a base of $250,000, plus carry that is now meaningful across 3 funds. A good year with a strong exit brings your total take-home to $800,000. A great year with multiple exits breaks $2 million. A bad year with no exits and a down market is $250,000 and a very specific kind of professional anxiety that doesn't have a clean name. You lead investments now. Your name goes on the term sheet. When a founder Googles the fund, your bio comes up. You are the product as much as the capital is. Founders are choosing you, your judgment, your network, your ability to help them hire and sell and not panic when everything goes wrong at once, which it always does at least once. You sit on 6 boards, 6 companies, 6 sets of founders, 6 different crises running simultaneously at different stages. One company is 2 months from running out of runway and the Series B market is closed. You spend 14 hours in 1 week helping the CEO cut costs and extend the runway without losing the team that makes the product worth saving. You do this while sourcing new deals because the fund needs to keep deploying and while writing a quarterly update to your LPs because they need to believe the portfolio is being managed. Your first big exit happens. A company you led at seed 4 years ago, $2.5 million check, gets acquired for $340 million. Your fund owned 18% at exit after dilution. Your carry on that position alone is more money than you made in the first 8 years of your career combined. You wire the carry distribution to your account on a Tuesday. You go back to the Monday partner meeting. There is a new deal on the agenda. There is always a new deal on the agenda. Level 6, the general partner. You run the fund now. Not alone with 2 or 3 other GPs, but the decisions that matter come through you. You're 42. You raise the current fund, $400 million, from university endowments, pension funds, family offices, and fund of funds who gave you capital because your track record said you could return it. Every check you write now is someone else's retirement money, or scholarship fund, or hospital endowment. You think about this when you're deciding between 2 deals at the same valuation, and you can only do one. Your management fee is 2% of committed capital. On a $400 million fund, that's $8 million a year to run the firm, pay the team, cover operations. What's left after expenses is your compensation along with your GP carry. In a strong vintage with multiple exits, a GP at your level takes home $3 to $5 million. In a bad vintage, the management fee keeps the lights on and the carry never materializes, and you spend 3 years explaining to your LPs why the market was the market. You have made 34 investments across 3 funds. 7 have exited, 4 returned capital, 2 returned the fund, 1 is still running and is either your best investment or your most expensive lesson, and you will not know which for another 4 years. The other 27 are in various stages of alive, which in venture means anywhere from hypergrowth to quietly being wound down in a way that nobody announces. You stop reading TechCrunch for deal flow. Deal flow comes to you now. Founders you backed 10 years ago are starting new companies. They call you before they call anyone else. That is the network compounding in real time. It took 15 years to build. It is the most valuable thing you own professionally, and it lives entirely inside relationships you cannot transfer or sell. Level 7, the Founders Fund Partner. You are the brand now. You're 48. Your name is the reason certain founders take the meeting. You have backed 3 companies that became household names. You have also passed on 2 companies that became household names, and the passes live in your Wikipedia entry whether you put them there or not. Your carry across active funds is in the tens of millions on paper. On paper is the operative phrase. Venture is illiquid. The number on the spreadsheet is not money until a company exits and a buyer wires the funds and the distribution hits. Until then, it is a score in a game that isn't over. You have learned not to spend paper carry. You have watched partners spend paper carry. You have watched what happens when the exit doesn't come at the valuation the paper assumed. You speak at conferences now, not because you need the visibility, but because the founders in the audience are the pipeline for the next fund, and the next fund requires new relationships with people who don't know you yet. You give the same talk with different slides. The talk is about what separates the founders who build something real from the ones who build something that looks real until it isn't. You believe everything you say. You have seen enough of both to know the difference. Your junior partners bring you the best deals now. You spend 40 minutes on a deck someone spent 3 weeks building. You ask 4 questions. The questions reshape how they think about the investment. This is called pattern recognition. It took 20 years to build, and it operates mostly below the level of conscious thought. You cannot teach it directly. You can only show people enough deals until they start to see it themselves. The cycle. Right now, somewhere at a university demo day, a 23-year-old analyst from a fund nobody has heard of yet is sitting in the 3rd row with a notebook and a sourcing spreadsheet open on his phone. He came from Goldman. He has a thesis. He has been to 40 of these and passed on 38. Tonight, he sees something. A 2-person team, rough deck, product that barely works, founder who answers every hard question with something true instead of something polished. He writes a name in the notebook. He sends a cold email at midnight. The founder responds at 1 a.m. The meeting is Thursday. He doesn't know yet if this is the one. In venture, you never know yet. That's the only part of the job that never changes.